I was on a 4th of July weekend to Lau Creek up in the San Bernardino mountains a little bit. I went there with the mission of just having fun. The 4th of July weekend, we were gonna have a good time and do fishing. Everybody knows that when you go up to Lau Creek or anytime you go into the mountains, one thing that you lose is creature comforts like cell phone, Wi-Fi. So, because everybody's basically thinking about relaxing and having fun and family and everything. So while we were up at the creek fishing, it was something kind of funny because that day before I even went up there, I had just bought a new cell phone. Because it was new and I had it in my pocket, I didn't think nothing of it because I knew that it wasn't gonna work. So we were fishing, me and two of my buddies. All of a sudden, we heard this weird sound. And, like, wow, where's this sound coming from? And everybody's looking around, looking at the fishing bag, and I looked, and it was coming from my pocket. It was my cell phone. I didn't even recognize the ring because it was a brand new phone. I didn't even think it would be working. And everybody like yelling at me, why you got your phone on? You seeing us fishing? We scaring the fish. And I didn't think nothing of it. I grabbed the phone. I said, man, I didn't think it wasn't working. But when I answered the phone, I found out that it was my mother. My mother was calling me. I said, wow. I said, what's going on? She was telling me that there was an emergency that happened at my home. And mind you, I'm in California and my mother is in Virginia. So this was really, really some important news. I said, what's going on? She says, your dad, he had an accident. He slipped into a diabetic coma and is in intensive care right now. And the prognosis is not good. They only giving him 2 days to live. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? For one thing, my dad didn't even have any kind of diabetes. He never had any health issues like that or anything. So I'm like, well, this doesn't make sense. He had some surgery for other things prior to that, and he was on medication and he was being observed, but the medication that he was on wasn't anything would put him into a diabetic state. So this was like really bizarre. So I said to my mother on the phone that my father would live and not die. I said, put the phone to his ear. And I just began to pray over my father and command the spirit of death to be broken and bound in the name of Jesus. And me and my friends and the family that was with me, we all came together in agreement. And we bind the power of darkness over my father, that he would live and not die. To shorten the story, when I walked into the room, the doctor looked at me as I walked in, because I had just got off the plane directly to the hospital. They asked, do you know who he is? And my dad, with tears in his eyes, sat up and said, that's my bear, because of my size. That's the name he gave me. And we all say, because where I came from, he knew that I lived in California. If he sees me, that it was something serious. So his memory came back immediately. And with that in mind, again, the 2 days that they said he was gonna die, he came out of the coma. Mind you, my father was 72 years old. 3 years later, he was alive and well at 75, and to this day, he's 100% recovered.